All right, we are live. So, good evening, everyone, here from the UK, and it is also evening in UAE. So, thank you, everyone who's been following our pages. So, for those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Susie Jacob. I am a general practitioner by background, and I'm both work in senior management as well as I'm a hands-on clinician. I'm married to the love of my life, and he's a chef, and I have a 15-year-old daughter. And along with that, I run a successful online digital business. And today I have the pleasure of inviting another professional in the healthcare sector, a dentist this time, all the way from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. So we have today Dr. Shirley with us. Hello, Dr. Shirley. So thank you so much for joining our live today.
Thank you, Dr. Susie. It's lovely to connect with you, that to somebody similar in profession. Thank you so much. So happy to be here. Yeah, I'll just give a
Fantastic.
quick introduction. I'm Dr. Shirley. As she said, I'm in the UAE. I'm from Abu Dhabi. I work as a dentist here, stay with my family. When I say family, two children I've already passed out of, one has passed out of college, one is working, one is doing medicine, and one is still with us. She is in grade 7. She's keeping us busy. And another similarity with Dr. Susie is that I'm also an online digital business owner doing this wonderful, amazing job amidst amazing business amidst our job schedule. So we just find time, and it as and when you watch our interview, you will know more about what we are talking about.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So you have three children, is it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow, you hands full. I was like, when people ask, how many kids do you have? I say, oh, one is more than enough. Thank
More
you very
than
much. One is all, and 15 years now, it's all hormones in the air. So yeah, they do keep, whether it's one or three, they do keep us
that
all
is what
very,
I
very
was
busy.
thinking. One or three or five, they keep us on our toes. But you will miss all that once they leave home, no? So making the maximum opportunity, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. She'll be 16 next year, and I'm already, thinking
Wow.
about, oh my God, she went going to the next phase and things like that, especially when you're just the one.
I know. Is
Amazing,
it
amazing.
girl?
So thank you for that introduction, Dr. Shirley. So,
Yeah.
one of the questions I usually ask people coming into, doing a live, and I'm sure you've been asked this a lot of times, is what motivated you to actually venture into the online space? So, if you can tell me why you thought about going into the online
Yeah,
space.
sure. Actually, I never thought of coming into the online space, but at the back of my mind, my husband and myself, we've been actually thinking of starting something at the side so that we can earn extra money. That definitely that was a plan in our lives to have, because we don't know what is going to happen to us, whether we'll be laid off from our job, whether we'll be going back home. We don't know. God's plan is all different. So we always wanted to do something, but whatever we looked at needed our physical presence, and I always like to be with my kids. Like I'm just back after picking up my daughter from a class, so I like to be with children, I like to be with family, I like to do so many things. I passion for so many things, so I want more time, so I wanted something by the side where I can have my children also along. But as I said, everything needed my presence. That would take my time off. Then we were actually looking at so many things, lot of things, some at one point we even thought of starting a playground like for kids and so many weird stuff. And then one day it was actually my husband, to surprising, he came with an ad. He showed me an ad telling me that it was an ad of his ex-colleague. She was working with him here in Abu Dhabi. Now she has moved to Canada, and she was talking about something she was doing which is helping her earn online by the side, extra income, and it was not connected with her job, but she's able to do it in her free time. So we thought, okay, that is something really good, because that is also what I was looking at, not taking away time from my children or from my job. And then that is how I contacted her, and now I'm enjoying.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Yes.
So that's great. For me, it was a bit different. For me, it was, I think it all started with COVID.
Uh,
And unfortunately, I was like seeing patients that time. And, you are always scared in the back of your mind, like whether
yes.
you'd bring this virus back home, whether you'll infect your family, whether you will get infected. One of the things I do is I bridge, people with long COVID in the primary care to the secondary care, things like that. And I'm still following up patients who's had COVID in March 2020 and still have not gone back to work, and they've lost their livelihood and they've lost their identity. So it was a real eye opener for me, and it made me think like, what if I get long COVID, and who will pay the mortgage? Like, everything will go, like all what we built all this years, is all going to go in a flash of a moment, isn't it? And that's what made me actually think, no, no, we do need
Definitely.
a second stream, third, or even fourth, however many ever streams of income, and that too, most
Yes.
importantly, passive. And what that means is, whether you are doing it, or not, the money keeps trickling in. And that's what's important, because you can't be always, if you are actually always working in the business, then it's like another job. And I'm sure, like, we all have enough and more jobs, and we don't want another job. So we want something that will run in automation so that we can live our life plus earn the money. Because, as you know, Dr. Shirley, if you and I don't go for work, we don't get paid.
That is what.
Well, there is jobs. Obviously, you're a dentist and I'm a GP, so we are having jobs, but that's not the question. The question is, if you don't go in for work, will you get paid? And the answer is no.
No.
Or even sometimes, if you have good benefits, you might be paid for a few months and things like that, but then the payment decreases or it completely stops. And then what do you do? While we are now in this opportunity where we can earn passively once everything is set up. Obviously, there is a learning curve and a learning process, but once it's set up, it's in automation and you earn passive income. I'm sure you must have, and I've equally earned, keep earning when I'm working. Sometimes I earn when I'm on vacation, sometimes in the mornings when I wake up, the
Oh,
blessings
yes.
there.
That's
And
what surprises people. They say, how?
yeah, and that's the beauty about our business, and that's why I love that business. So you were saying that you wanted to start a playground, some bricks and mortar
Yeah.
business, basically. Why did you choose this? I think you've partly answered, but if you could elaborate a bit more. So why did you choose this rather to, because playground is, at the end of the day, a very tangible asset, isn't it?
Yes.
And I'm not disregarding that, it is that is also quite lucrative. So, but why did you choose a digital model to bricks and mortar? Or even, I'm sure you must have thought about investing, isn't it, whether it's stocks or whatever. And why did you choose this to that, if you could give your perspective on things?
Oh, yes. Online, this, what invited me to this most was work from anywhere, anytime. That was a tagline which really caught my attention. This, actually, what you said, Dr. Susie, you have a primary job. I also have a primary job. And as you said, this is something we get by the side as passive income. You don't have to be there. I don't have a office setup. I don't have a particular time where I have to sit and when I have to sit and work. I work when I come back from home. Like today, I went to drop my child. I was going through my business queries, all my leads, they're answering their questions. I was doing some business by the side of it. So it is, we are free to work anytime, even when we go for vacations or anywhere for that matter. You can work. You can put your children to sleep, you can work. You're at the playground, you can work anytime. Even maybe when your patient cancels, you can quickly just go through go through other.
That's a good one. And
Tools.
Can I tell you the truth? I actually do that. So, or sometimes what I do is in between, like, sometimes I finish a patient early, or there's a quick 1 minute break, and sometimes I
Yeah.
just look in, is there something urgent or something? And it's that quick. When we say
Yeah.
when we say an hour a day, it's not the whole hour, it's
Yeah.
pockets of time
It
during the day, and
builds
that's
up.
what I like. And like you, exactly, that's what I do before I start my surgery, in between, if there's any cancellation, which is a rare thing in the UK, but again, or in between, if I get a breather, I look at it and things like that, and that's how we all do the business, and it is quite doable.
Definitely.
For
Yeah.
I would say this is one business model that is fantastic for busy professionals, shift workers, because it's a 24/7, isn't it? There's no
Yeah.
particular time that
No
it's
time.
open. It's open all the time. So that is fantastic. So thank you for your perspective on that. I was brought up in Abu Dhabi, by the way. So yes,
Really?
I was brought up in Abu Dhabi, and what I wanted to do, because my dad is
That's
a
a
retired
surprise for
banker.
me.
My dad is a retired banker, so he worked in foreign exchange in central bank. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, he was there for 40 plus years.
Great.
So yeah, he was there for, so me and my brother, we grew up there. So
You did your schooling there?
I did. So one of the things is, I remember growing up, because in the Middle East, one of the things is, unlike the UK or America or something like that, UK and all, we have our job, but there's no extra perks, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like growing up, I remember my dad, we had medical cover, dental cover, air tickets to go fly to India every year for the whole family. So the benefits are really, really good, and also a lucrative salary. My dad did earn quite a good amount of money, to the extent where my mom didn't have to work. So we had a decent, upbringing. So, and I'm sure it's that's similar to your case. So could you tell, like, so in the West, it's a bit different because we don't have any of those benefits. You have your salary, which gets taxed like nobody's business, while you are in a country where it is tax free with all these sort of benefits, and still you considered starting this online business. So obviously it's not something I can relate to, because for me it's a completely different thing why we start in the West here. So why did you still think of doing it in spite of all these benefits, just to get our audience here probably in the West to
Oh,
think
yes.
why it's relevant, for even if it's so much of benefits living there, why would you consider?
Yeah, that's a good question to answer. But what you said, that depends on jobs. Your father was in central bank, so they definitely have more perks. So not like that for all the companies here. And if you're in a government job, definitely you get all that. But now emiratization is going on, and they're cutting down on people, on their jobs, on all their perks, airfares, air tickets, all they're cutting down. Before, I remember when my father-in-law was also here, he used to get everything every year. I remember he used to tell me even the furnitures were being changed. But then later on, they started cutting down. So it is not like that fully, but to an extent, for certain people categories you get. Why? As you said, praise God, thank God for all the blessings for the job that both of us, my husband and myself, have. But still, we thought of this only because we wanted something to take back home. Because that's another, the beauty of this business. We can take it back home wherever we go. Either we stay here, or we go to, I'm from Kerala, we go to Kerala, India. I can take it with me. Or if I go abroad somewhere, I can take it with me. So that's the reason. And it can be passed on, though children will not want it, that they've told me for sure, even though they don't want. That is another positive thing. And retirement plan. See, because I know my mother, she's alone. My papa passed away 6 years back.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
She is alone. She was working in the school, but now she's alone. She doesn't have anything to do. But here in our business, we have Deborah and so many people, 60 plus years, they're doing this business. So it's keeping them busy, keeping them active. And that's very important in old age. So that is something, because I am a person who like to be active and to do something or the other all the time. So I'm sure most of us are like that. This generation is quite different. So
Yeah.
that's
Absolutely. So this, and like what you said, we have people in our business who's even 80 doing this
Oh, yes,
business. From
amazing.
18 to 80, we have people doing this. And like what you said, doing this makes our brain tick. And things like the last thing we want is things like Alzheimer's and things
Oh,
coming from. So if you keep yourself busy, probably unlikely to get those sort of things, which is great. And at the same time, you're earning income, isn't it? So
yes,
even when it's not like, I understand what you're saying. So you get like an indemnity in the end. Before you go, you just get
yeah.
a huge chunk, and then what if that runs out, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, definitely. And here we have training, so that also keeps our mind occupied. And we learn, we coach our minds. That is also good. It's not that we're just doing the business. We have updates, we have masterminds, classes
Yeah,
every
and you're
week.
upskilling, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure before, I don't know about you, before this, whether I've never even done a video or anything.
yeah.
One
Even
time I
me.
did a video during COVID for medical students, and my daughter had to edit it for me because I had no idea how to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And now that
We
because of the
we have
business, we've
moved
upskilled,
halfway. Yeah.
and running Zooms and things like that is not difficult.
Yes,
Even in my management role, I feel quite confident, more confident to do it. And all
definitely.
these skills are transferable, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Excellent. Good,
That's
good. So
amazing.
that's really, and it's good to know. So see, from, some people will think, why would they want to? And that's people's perspective. And you've given us a good perspective. That depends on the job, even in the
Yes,
Middle East, isn't it? So yeah, so because that's what happens. People, unless you're in that situation, people don't
you
know what you're actually living
correct.
and going through, isn't it? So that was a really, really good perspective. So, Dr. Shirley, before we conclude, is there any last words that you would like to share with our audience today?
Definitely, because or for all those who are watching from your page or my page, I wished I had started this long back because I'm almost going to be half a century. And I wished I had started long back, but God's plan, it was meant to be a year and a half back. So whoever is watching us, whoever is still thinking what to do, should I put my foot in? Should I take a chance? Should I take a trial? Should I jump into this? Please do take the trial of $149. Please come in and see what we are all there. Dr. Susie is there. I am there. All the business owners are there, whoever's in it. Please take a look at what we are doing, what actually we are earning, how we are earning. All that is transparent there. So you get first hand information. Do join in and see for yourself. If you're not interested, fine, because we don't say it is possible for all the people. Maybe for some it is not possible. So do take a chance and create the life that you always dream of. I tell in all my interviews, we, especially ladies, we keep dreaming, keep thinking, but we never take a move forward. We keep dreaming and that's it, it dies down. But come out of it, come out of that comfort zone, do the things you like, enjoy life, and create the life that you always dreamt of. That's what I would love to say to all the viewers.
Absolutely. And you have nothing to lose. You have a
Oh, yes.
30-day trial, and at least you give yourself an opportunity to look and see whether this is really for you. And you're not saying that this is for everyone,
Yeah.
but being busy professional, medical professionals, it's working very well for us. And certain other things aren't that great because I've tried other businesses also. So out of that, I can say this is by far the best that I've seen, the business model, because it works around us rather than us working around it.
Oh, yes.
So excellent. So as Dr. Shirley said, please do get in touch with us to know more details about it. Wherever you're watching it, whether you're watching it in Dr. Shirley's page or my page, reach out to us. We are more than happy to guide you through the process. And if you have any questions, please do reach out. Thank you once again, Dr. Shirley, for it was such an honor to have you today in today's live, and I wish you the very best, business wise, family wise, kids wise. God
Really need
bless.
that. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Susie, and welcome anytime to Abu Dhabi. Would love to have you here.
That's
Won't you?
great. Thank you.
I know you would like to see Abu Dhabi once again. It's changed so much. You should come. You should
I,
make
I I
it.
know. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been there, but
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, we'll
Do
see.
come over.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
then.
you so much.
Good
Take care.
night. Have a great day.
Bye
Yeah.
bye. Bye.
Bye.